MS Jubilee. Got a lot of eclipse chasers out here today. The deck is full. People are testing their equipment. We're set up. We're in Mazatlan. I don't know. Pre-eclipsed sun. If we're seeing any sunspots or not. Mylar filter from Roger Tudhill. Okay, we're recording first contact, pretty much first, just slightly after first contact here. The boat is moving.
So Dave, you did a lot of practicing and stuff in sort of like darkness and stuff to...
It's okay, your voices are fine.
You missed a lot of that too.
Let's see. So Mazatlan's over there, right?
Yeah, it's back over that way.
Oh, that way.
There's a little bigger chunk out of the sun now. Got you on videotape here. This is Dan and this is Vicky. And they're from Chicago. And they're one of the people, many people on deck here to view the eclipse. We'll kind of zoom around here. Yeah, there's people with all kinds of instruments. Swimsuits too. There's a gentleman over there doing some interesting work. Got all kinds of telescopes up top. Everybody's got their solar screen in place. Yeah, Dan. Okay. Whoop.
Which way to Cabo San Lucas?
And where are you from?
I'm from Wellington, Ohio. Formerly Amherst.
I see. And you're here for the eclipse, of course. Hey, hold your head up a little. You're reflecting the camera in your sunglasses. That's very interesting. Yeah, a little down on your chin. There, right about, now up about a tiny bit. Yeah, how about that, folks? There's me. Hello. Yeah. People doing lots of observing of the partial phases right now with eye protection. Some guys trying some telescopic shots, but we are moving, so we don't know how that's going to turn out. Well, here we are in the Jubilee, and partial phases have begun. Pretty exciting. In fact, it's about a couple minutes before 11, and just about in an hour, hopefully, real excitement's going to begin here. Moving on the ship, we're just the southwest of Mazatlan, and yeah, now we're really covering up some here. Little motion, that's mostly due to the boat. It's all due to the boat.
Eclipse specials. Getting all your shots of the...
It's without a tripod, it does bounce quite a bit. Some more partial phases. We're closing in on it here. Dan making a crescent shape with his hand. On the deck. Stay online here and try to get the total experience. This is what it's like to be in the area of a total eclipse. Everybody's looking up. They're trying to still sell drinks here. It's amazing. Noticeable darkening. We're not too far from totality. A few minutes. No, definitely a noticeable darkening out here. Although we are in a little bit of hazy sky right now.
Eclipse specials. Eclipse specials.
You're gonna have one after? What? Let's go back to the west. Look for that shadow coming in. Got a little bit of cloud cover overhead right now. Light clouds. You can still see the sunburn. Light clouds.
Eclipse drink. Eclipse drink, yeah.
Very funny color. The sky around the sun about 20 or so degrees. We've got a ring with a spectra in the ring. I'm still pointing to the west, hopefully here. I'm hoping to see the incoming shadow right now. I don't know. You can just feel the excitement out here. It's incredible. Go ahead.
Do you have it on for the shadow? Are you going to have it far away or close? What do you think would be best?
I don't know. Far away. Focus on infinity, I think. 3 minutes. This is Western Horizon. Let me see your solar screen for I don't have a hand. Oh my God, yes. There's just a very, very thin sliver of the sun right now. Very thin. We're really close to totality. Really close. Really close. It's darkened considerably out here. You can see up on deck, darkening here. Going back to the west. I know we're getting some bouncing, but I'm trying to observe as much as I can of everything that's going on around here. They're making announcements over the ship's PA. I can't hear them. It just looks weird out here right now. And it's definitely darkened in the west. It's definitely darkened in the west. I see it, yes. The captain. He's gotten us to a good spot for totality. He's out on the tail of the whale right now. There he is, but we don't have time for this too much because we've got to get back here. Things are happening very, very rapidly now. Very rapidly. In the west, you can see the darkening. Arlene, can you see it? Right over there. The shadow is approaching. We're approaching totality. My heart is pounding. Oh, it is incredible. You can see that shadow. I don't know how this is videotaping at all, but you can see this darkening. There's just a tiny sliver of the sun left now. Oh, look at that. Look at the color to the west. We're getting some color now. Look at the west. There's our sunset color coming. Here comes the shadow. right over the guys in the blonde hair and the blue shirt. Look at that. Look at the darkening. Look at this. Oh, I can't believe this. This is incredible. We're very, very close to totality. Arlene, get ready to photograph. Oh, no, view. Just view. And then get ready to photograph. Oh, my God. Look, I don't know how that color's. It's amazing. This is the strangest feeling I've ever had in my life. It's getting dark. The light level is falling dramatically. We still have some high clouds over the sun right now, but oh my God, look at this. It's amazing. To the west, here's the shadow. We're coming into the shadow. It's there. It's the whole darkening in the sunset region there. Oh my God. Look at that color change in there. We've got red. There's the diamond ring effect. Oh my God. The diamond ring. The diamond ring. Look, there's the eclipse. Right there. There it is. Start taking pictures. Go ahead. There's the corona. Oh my God, yes. Let me just pan around here on the horizon. We've got totality overhead. Let me try to get this now. There's the corona. Oh yes. There's the corona. Let's zoom in on this baby. There it is. We've got some thin clouds, but there it is. There it is, folks. There's totality. Oh my God. I know I lost it here. I gotta get it back. I'm just looking at it right now. It's amazing. It is just incredible. We've got sunset type view all over. I'm just gonna scan here to the horizon, and you could I'm just looking at it right now. I can see the corona, even through thin clouds. There's some thin clouds, but
You can see sunrise and sunset.
oh my God, look at this. We gotta get a view off of here. Look at the color in the sky here, and I'm just gonna hold it here, and I'm looking at the corona right now. I can see streamers about the width of the sun right now. There's bright areas, there's some streamers. It's not symmetrical. On either side, there's wire streamers right now, and the colors are incredible out here. This is totality. We are in the shadow of the moon. It's amazing. I'll try to get the sun here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. There it is. Got it set for infinity. We're going to zoom in on it. I may have to make some adjustments here. I'm looking as I'm zooming. I don't want to miss this incredible, amazingly incredible event. I'm almost straight up. It's difficult to hold this in. I'm going to try to cut down on the iris here. Maybe get some more contrast. No. Arlene tells me Venus is out. Oh, there it is. There it is. Too much. Too much. Okay. Wide angle on it. There's Venus. I can see Venus. I can see Venus. It's amazing. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to open up the iris again and try this back again. This is amazing. Truly amazing. Oh, okay, there's Venus, and what's that, Mars? No, Jupiter. I'll zoom this in and then cut back on the iris. Take pictures. Anything you want, Arlene. Making iris adjustments now. Looking at Venus. Looking at the corona, it is amazingly incredible. That's what it looks like, folks, right there. That's what it looks like. There's the corona. I don't want to lose it. I'm trying to adjust the iris here. This is not easy to do, believe me. It's not easy to do. Look at it, Arlene. It's safe, perfectly safe to look. A little bit too much on the iris there. Inner corona. Inner corona. I'll open it back up. Try to get that outer corona in there. A little too much. Come back, come back, come back. A little too much. It must be a bright prominence on there. I could see on the edge of the sun. Oh my word. Color red on the upper edge of the sun. I don't know if this is getting it or not. I'm not sure. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to open it up a little more. Try to get that corona in there more. Oh, it's dark overhead. We've got sunset all around us. It's just very difficult to describe this experience right now. Very difficult. We're moving with the ship is turning slightly. Trying to stay totality. The light is catching up. It's dark overhead. It's getting brighter to the west. I'm going to go to that now. Zoom with the light. You taking pictures? Look around. Do it. Do it. Someone just spilled a tray. That's okay. Yes, fine. It's brightening to the west. I don't know if you can see it. The shadow is moving through us. I wish this wouldn't end.
Should I set it? I would take the sunset.
Go to the horizon. Set it on automatic. Go back to automatic and just let the camera work. Make sure you're on automatic. Get a infinity focus and try to get that around there. This is amazing. This whole experience in the shadow of the moon is amazing. It's absolutely incredible. It's absolutely indescribable. And I got to get the west brightening. I'm going to hold this here and look at totality. I'm just going to stare at that last bits of totality. Oh my God. This one edge, as I'm looking at the right edge of the sun, is going to... There's a diamond ring effect. Yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo! That's it. Oh. It's just phenomenal. Just amazing. And now we're out of totality. Don't look at the sun anymore. Oh. Diamond ring effect. That was the diamond ring effect. It looked just like a diamond ring for an instant. It was
That bright thing?
that bright thing. It was oh, that's okay. It's hard to photograph. Somebody's got it. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Maybe we could see the shadow. Now it'll move off to the west, to the east there. Oh God! I can still see Venus. I'm still seeing Venus. It's bright. Oh, it's incredibly brighter now. Don't look at the sun. It's a lot brighter now. Oh my God! What an experience. It's hard to describe what that was like. In the middle of it didn't get that dark. Actually, I was expecting it to get darker than it did. It did not get as dark as I thought. We were easily able to see. I was able to read the video camera dial. It's amazing, just amazing. Arlene, what do you think, Arlene?
Well, it was great, although I was very busy doing my assignment, taking 20 pictures.
Did you have a chance to look at totality?
Oh, yes.
How did you describe it?
Oh, it's very weird feeling.
Did you see the red prominence or whatever it was on the one, like a spike on one edge of the sun?
I saw, yeah, it didn't look so red to me. It looked real bright.
Bright, yeah. I thought it had a reddish tint to it. Dan, what did you think of that? Did you see that one prominence? I think it was, or flare or something. What color did it appear to you guys? Did you? I thought I detected a reddish color to it.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, and the brilliant effect of the diamond ring effect.
Yeah. It was. I didn't expect it to be that brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was just
totally amazing.
Yes.
Just stunning.
So Arlene.
It looked very weird to see light all the way around. Isn't that the way it was?
Yes. It was.
I just had to check.
You can't photograph that. You just have to experience it.
And there's lightning over the top. But one time there was lightning, and then there was what? It was like a sunset, and then it was like a sunrise. Really strange.
Tell us your thoughts.
Everyone got silent.
What did you think?
It was fantastic. It's just a total experience. This phenomena of nature that I got to see this, and probably another one like this will not occur for over 100 years. But I saw this one. It's fantastic.
Amazing. How about you?
It was wonderful. I think with all of the people here feeling united and here for one purpose, it was a real spiritual unification of man and God and spirituality. It was just beyond words.
It was.
It really was.
One more from your group?
Hello.
Hello.
And this is my first and probably my last experience with a total eclipse because there's only one like this in our lifetime. I'm glad that everybody was willing to share their equipment and cameras and lenses and welders lens and everything made it possible so everybody on this cruise was able to enjoy it to its fullest. And I just think that's marvelous. Thank you.
Thanks. What do you think of the eclipse, sir? Well, he's hungry.
I saw a baby one. Did you see the baby one?
How about that? They're happy with the eclipse too. How about that? Jeez. Look at that. Right after the eclipse we get dolphins or porpoises, whatever those guys are.
Let me see if I can force. I have to force the camera. It won't take out there. There's a whole
They're getting almost as much applause as the eclipse did. How about that, huh? How about that? Whoa.
That is neat. Look at that. You're in the wake. See?
Yeah.
You're coming in the wake. Can you see?
Yeah, I'm getting them.
Why are they coming our way?
That's more than we've ever seen though.
Oh, I've never seen them jump like that either.
Well, they have. I've seen them.
They're glad that the sun has returned, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, the sun's back. They're jumping for joy. Maybe they knew about this. Dolphin calendars under the sea. I don't know.
Hey folks, they're still in the eclipse.
Oh, on to the next natural phenomenon.
John, are you behaving?
We're getting a little bit of everything here today. Look at those dolphins.
Did you see the baby one?
Good.
Did you see the baby one?
Obviously never saw me do it. Or maybe you did see me do it. Maybe that's why you're laughing. What am I doing?
Dennis, what do you think of the eclipse? How was it?
Was that today? That was great. It was great. A lot brighter than I thought. The corona was just, the prominences were outrageous.
Is this your first eclipse?
First total eclipse.
First total eclipse. Those prominences were amazing, weren't they? Naked eye.
Yeah, they were really bright. A lot brighter than, I mean, you see the photographs, and you think, yeah, they're bright, but man, they were glowing. It was just unreal.
Did you do most just with your eye visually? Did you have any optical aid?
I shot about a whole roll of film here, and then I started looking through the telescope and looking up with the eye.
What was better, telescope or the eye? Just different?
They were just different, yeah. They were just different. The eye just gave you this panorama.
Yeah.
The telescope really, I mean, the prominences had such structure in them. It was just unbelievable. The corona even had quite a bit of structure.
Yes, the corona, and considering you're going through high clouds, what did you think of the diamond ring effect?
I didn't see it on the way in. I saw it on the way out. It was so bright that you couldn't really see the ring around the moon. The sunlight was just so bright. So that's all I saw. I actually didn't see around the side.
Yeah. Did you catch the incoming shadow off the back of the boat?
The shadow was great, but nobody here at least saw the shadow bands. I don't know. If
no, I didn't notice any.
Paying attention to the
darkening
sky.
A whole environmental.
It didn't get as dark as I had expected it to get.
Yeah.
So sure what that means, but pretty neat.
Hello and welcome to Town Crier. My name is Dave Cotton and I have several guests to introduce to you today. First up, we're going to have Dave and Arlene Lengyel talking about their cruise to see the eclipse, and then we're going to see Lori Brown and Tim Logar as they talk about kindergarten pre-screening, so you know what to expect there if you have little ones heading for school. And we're going to round out this hour today with the boys who rode bicycles all the way to West Virginia and back, a group from the Boy Scout troop here in town. Let's begin with Dave and Arlene, though. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Good, good.
Enjoy your summer?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, it's been a great summer.
Good, good. You guys got to relax. Well, no, you didn't really. You moved.
Yeah, we moved, and that was a big hassle. And we just had about 3 weeks time to unpack all our boxes, and then we left for the cruise.
Yep, we were off to Mexico.
July 7th, we left.
Yeah, left on July 7th. We got back on the 14th of July.
Okay, now this cruise was billed as something to go to see the eclipse by, is that right?
Right, right. The total solar eclipse, of course, occurred on July 11th. And this was a regularly scheduled cruise, but what the cruise line did, well, actually probably a lot of travel agencies and such did, is they booked it as an eclipse cruise, and they took big groups, like our group from our particular travel agency had like 500 people in it, and there were other large groups on the ship, so I'd say like 90% of the people on the cruise were there exclusively for the total solar eclipse.
So this was a large ship.
Oh yeah, the, what was it?
2,000 people, I think, passengers.
And about 1,000 crew.
Yeah.
That's a big ship.
I didn't get that sense when I watched your pictures. We have some video we'll share with you in a moment, and you'll get to see what we're talking about, but wow.
Yeah.
Now why? Why go on the eclipse cruise?
Well, as you know, I teach astronomy, and I've been interested in astronomy since I was a little kid. And I also belong to a local astronomy club, the Black River Astronomical Society. And total solar eclipses are something that are very unusual. Well, I shouldn't say they're unusual. They occur really about every year. You have a couple of totals. Most years have total solar eclipses somewhere. But the thing is with a total eclipse, the area where the eclipse is total is very, very small. It's a band that usually is about 100 miles or so wide. It may extend for hundreds of miles or 1,000 miles, but that's not that big of an area.
Consider the whole surface
when you consider the whole surface of the Earth. Any one spot on the surface of the Earth is touched by totality about every 450 or so years.
Wow.
So if if there's one over you, you probably won't see another one for another 400 and some years. So you got to go where they are. In other words, you can't wait for an eclipse to come to you.
Okay. So did you want to go, or were you dragged along? Or?
Oh, no, I wanted to go. He started telling me this, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
We started planning for this 2 years ago, 1989, and we had to send in a $200 deposit at that time. And I said, wait a minute, we're sending this money to California to some travel agency we had never heard about. But
it was.
So, yeah, I wanted to go. I got real excited about it.
Worked out. Well, where all did the cruise take you? beyond just the eclipse area?
Well, it lasted one week. We left Los Angeles on a Sunday, July 7th, and then we had 2 days traveling down to the southernmost part was Puerto Vallarta, as our guide pronounced it. People pronounce it different ways. And we had a day there, and then we came up to Mazatlan. And in fact, we were supposed to stay there for the eclipse, but it was a little cloudy. So so many people complained to the captain that he went away from his usual itinerary.
We were amazed.
And we were literally chasing the blue skies.
Yeah, because
he got us out to where it was, you know, cloudless. And
they made an amazing adjustment in their schedule. I mean, this is Carnival Cruise Lines, and they just, you know, don't usually deviate from what they do. But when, you know, you've got thousands of people saying, you know, we really came here for this eclipse. Well, what they did is there were some people that wanted to stay on land because they have these very large telescopes that really wouldn't operate very well from the motion of a ship. And so they gave people the option. They docked at Mazatlan very early in the morning, let off whoever wanted to get off, went back out to sea, chased the blue skies, then went back to Mazatlan and docked, and we were able to spend time in Mazatlan, which is a beautiful city, and pick up the people then that we dropped off. So that worked. I couldn't believe they were that flexible. It was. We were very impressed that Carnival Cruise Lines did what they did. They were very, you know, very adaptable to the situation.
But like you say, it's kind of a once in a lifetime thing.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Except there were people on the eclipse that have seen many eclipses. That once you get it's a fever you catch, and once you see one, you want to see more. There's people that have probably seen 5, 6, maybe as many as 10 eclipses.
I heard one man say that this was his 12th eclipse.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
You've got to travel all over the world to see these things.
There were other people, just a few people, who weren't aware that this was an eclipse cruise. They quickly found out. Remember the one couple?
Yeah, we met a couple from Holland.
From Holland.
They were on their honeymoon.
And they were taking a grand tour, well, not of Europe, of America.
Yeah.
Here. And they'd been gone for, what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
And they were going to still be gone for weeks more, but they were a young couple. He owned some Dutch restaurant, I think.
Yeah.
And they quickly found out it was an eclipse, and they were just so
What a
glad
bonus. You know, you don't even know this is going to be, you know, part of it, and suddenly...
And a lot of the crew didn't realize,
Yeah.
the bus boys and waiters didn't realize that it was an
That's
eclipse.
true.
But then we all educated them, and they found out.
Well, when all these people start climbing on board with telescopes.
Yeah, it was a very unusual group of passengers, not your normal cruise ship passengers, because the fact that, you know, they were all scientist-type people, you know, either professional scientists or real avid amateur scientists. And so
What did the cruise director say about the IQ level?
he says the IQ level was about double what they have on most of their
Yeah.
cruises, and you know, it's like,
Didn't know how to cope with you
well,
guys.
and normal things that people do on regular cruises were, people didn't do it so much. Like, you know, they usually sell a lot of drinks and things like that, and that was way down. And the casino, there's a large casino on the ship, and the gambling was down like 80%. People are standing around spinning these roulette wheels waiting for people to play, you know, and nobody's coming. You know. I guess scientists know the odds better than most people. So
Sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the piece of video that we have here and have you folks watch this. We start out in port.
Yeah, this is when we were actually in Mazatlan. Remember I said that we dropped some passengers off. So this is, you'll notice the time on the screen. What you need to do is subtract 3 hours from that. I set that time exactly to the time signal on shortwave radio, but I set the hours to Ohio time. But that really doesn't matter because the minutes are right. So actually that would be 9:13
in the morning
a.m. That's correct, and we're still in port. And you're looking around the ship here. You can see that's one of the large telescopes there. That's I think that's a Celestron or a Meade, I'm not sure, 8-inch telescope. That's a large, and the guy's well protected from the sun there. But there were all kinds of instruments, all kinds of people. People are getting set up now.
And it was about just about 90 degrees right then, I think, too.
It was hot, yeah, because we were at port, and in port it's a lot hotter than it is at sea.
About how close were you to the equator on this?
Very close. I'd say, well, compared to where we are here, I'd say we were about 20 or so degrees north, which is, you know, twice as close to the equator. So now you can see that the partial phases have begun here. And the moon in the upper left there is starting to move across the face of the sun. This is through a filter with the video camera. And you have to have protection during the partial phases. In fact, you'll see everybody's camera on board there. And yeah, people are looking through cards and stuff like that. And there's a silver-looking thing over his lens, that guy. When the partial phases are on, you have to have eye protection because you're tempted to stare at the sun, and because of the ultraviolet light, you can really damage your eyes. But everyone had eye protection, so it worked out real well. And people were just sitting back, looking, as you can see, all ages, little kids, a lot of little kids on this cruise, older people. It was a real mix of people there. We're at sea actually now, right, Arlene?
Yes, in fact, we're at, what, about 30 miles out of Mazatlan, I think, and we went about 22 miles from what they call the center line.
Yeah, the center line is where the deepest part of the shadow is, and so the totality is longest there. So that's the place to be because you have more seconds of totality, and of course that's what you want. Solar eclipses only last a few minutes, and those minutes go by, there's you, Arlene, those minutes go by real fast. This was an exceptionally long solar eclipse, one of the longest of the century. Probably seen by more people ever than any solar eclipse in the history of mankind because of the path and where it went. You can see we're almost at totality. The moon, the disk of the moon has moved across the sun and is very close to blocking it out.
Now you did have a tripod, but we should say that there was a lot of motion.
There was motion to the ship. We were moving. Plus, I did even take it off. They were still selling drinks there during totality. Yeah, I took it off because I was just a lot more flexible to hold it on my shoulder, although you do get some motion. There's the captain and the officers, and they were getting cheered out on the highest point there because they moved us into a good spot.
Now that's where you can see how huge that ship really is.
It's enormous.
They were tiny little people on top of that.
Yeah,
too.
well, you know, it's got, I don't know how many decks. We figured.
About 7 decks.
Yeah.
You're getting close to the beginning of it here.
Yeah, if you see the one guy there that's got the blue shirt, the white shorts, and the blonde hair on, right over his head is looking west. And the shadow of the moon is going to approach from the west. And as it approaches, you don't see it like a line, a shadow actually coming in. You see the sky darkening. You see color developing. Yeah, there it is, right above his head. You see what looks like a sunset or a sunrise as that shadow is moving in very quickly. And let me tell you, it was an extremely exciting time for me because it was just it's an emotional experience. You know it's coming, but you just don't really expect the changes that you see. It's environmental changes. It's darkening rapidly right now, as you can see in the video there.
And Dave's camera had an automatic iris, which was constantly adjusting, so we really don't get the full effect.
Yeah, you can see the darkening, but it's even more dramatic, I think, than the video camera picked up.
It does look like a sunset there.
And we're real close to totality right there. Now you can see that the light levels dropped, and it's going to be a sunset all around, right, Arlene? As you can pretty much 360 degrees colors.
Yes, that was one of the most fascinating things to me.
And there it is. That's what you're looking at there is the corona of the sun. The black disk is the moon, and the wavy cream-colored area around that is the sun's corona, which is the sun's outer atmosphere. It's a very hot region of the sun, but it's not very bright. It can only be seen during a total solar eclipse. There's totality. You can see how dark it is now, Dave.
That's several directions. I think that's the east side, isn't it?
It probably is, yeah.
That was one of the most fascinating things to me. It's wherever you looked all around, it was like sunrise, sunset at the same time. It was the most unusual experience. And then right overhead was, of course, the eclipse, but then there was the black sky and you could see stars.
Yeah.
I remember you saying Venus in the soundtrack here.
Venus was very close to the sun. It was left of the sun, and it was brilliant. So you could see it real easily, and you could see Jupiter. We did have some very thin, high clouds, which prevented us from seeing some of the stars that would otherwise have been visible at that time. But it was still amazing. The colors of the sunset and the shape of the corona, and the sun has on its edge things that blast away from it, explosions that are called prominences, and they were brilliant red, like red jewels on the edge of the sun. Wow. And that was very, very interesting to me because I didn't know you could see them with the naked eye, and they were quite visible. People were using all kinds of instruments at this point, binoculars. You don't need eye protection during totality, and so Arlene was taking a lot of still photos. And people were just sitting back and just absorbing this. Actually, I think totality's over now. Yeah, it must have ended.
3:06.
And you
it was about 6 minutes long?
6 minutes and 42 seconds from where we were. And then after the eclipse, I heard these people talking on the side of the deck there. What's going on? We went over there, and these dolphins are just leaping up out of the water. It's not uncommon to see dolphins following the wake of a cruise ship. But they seem to be leaping very close to the ship and to be leaping very high. Some of the people on board, some of the amateurs, and even some of the professionals thought there may have been a link to totality and the behavior of these dolphins. I don't know that. I think you need a lot more data, on it. But there is all kinds of different behavior that animals exhibit when they're in
you
the total.
You didn't really get to see that
eclipse.
being at sea.
No, except for dolphins.
Except for the dolphins,
Yeah, because they say birds roost and things like that.
Yeah, because they think it's
Yeah, I think it's night. Yeah,
poor day,
exactly.
poor birds and things get confused.
Yeah.
So now I don't know whether the folks could hear the soundtrack. Probably not. But it was like a party atmosphere out there, and the cheering. Somebody made the comment in the control room, it sounded like a football game almost.
Yeah, it was very, very exciting. And did you talk about the diamond rings? How?
Yeah, well, I didn't, but I will now. Right before totality occurs, the last little bit of sunlight goes through a valley, because the moon's surface is uneven. There's mountains and valleys, and so the last little bit of sunlight creeps through a valley, and you see just about totality, but a tiny burst of brilliant light. And sometimes it'll wrap around the edge of the moon and look like a diamond ring. It looked to me like just a brilliant spot on the edge, just before totality and just after totality. And when that happens, people just go nuts.
Yeah, they were just cheering and yelling there.
Yeah.
And then when totality is over, you see the exiting diamond ring.
That's
and
correct. Yeah.
People were just going crazy. And there were people crying and just doing, it's a real emotional reaction.
How did you feel?
Oh, well, I felt distracted because I knew Dave wanted me to take 20 still pictures, and it's not just click, click, click. It was each one was a different setting. In fact, I had a red flashlight to change the settings, but I didn't need it because it did not get pitch black.
Which was surprising. It was brighter than people expected.
Yeah, but so I wanted to look all around at the sunrise and sunset, and of course look at the eclipse itself and pick out the stars, and then all the people were so excited. So it was. I had to force myself. I had to lay back in a chaise lounge and take the pictures up like this. I had to force myself to do that. But they all turned out pretty well.
Good.
That's an interesting point, too, that Arlene brought up about laying down to look up. The sun was almost exactly straight up because we were, quite a way south, and so that makes the sun go higher in the sky. And it was noon. It was local noon when this occurred. So, I mean, it was difficult. She had to get, right back on the lounge chair and look straight up. And it was interesting though.
So did the fever bite you? Are you going again?
I'd like to.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's gotcha.
Well, in 1998 or 99, northern Europe and then on in through like Iran and that area, it's going to be a real good eclipse. I think 2017 is the next one in the continental United States. Tennessee will be the place to be then.
That's a little bit to wait, though.
But in a couple of years, we're going to have what's called an annular eclipse right through where we are. We're about in one of the best locations. Now, the moon will be a little further away, so it won't completely cover the sun. So it won't be as impressive as a total eclipse, but it'll still be an interesting event.
Will it darken here, do you think?
It'll darken some. But it'll still look pretty much like daylight. There will be a drop in light level, but nothing like totality. Partial phases are okay, but you can't beat totality.
I should say that Dave had another project going here. He brought a lot of this video into the studio and edited it down to about, what, 25 minutes, something like that?
Something like that, yeah, with your
You're
help.
gonna use that in class.
Yeah, I will, right, exactly. Yeah, I'll use it in class. I think what I was trying to catch the environmental effects, the feel for being in the eclipse, because I've talked to a lot of people. It's kind of like just what Arlene said about being distracted. It only lasts 6 minutes and 42 seconds, which might seem like a long time, but it's the fastest 6 minutes and 42 seconds of your life. And there's so much to see, that it just, I think I'd like to see an eclipse and not take any pictures, just to experience it.
So you have to go again, right?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, you have to go again.
Did anybody else from Black River go?
Yeah, there were several other guys from our club, not on the ship. They were on not the mainland, on the Baja Peninsula itself, near La Paz. They had perfect conditions there. And they, as I understand from talking to them, they really came up with some tremendous pictures. They used telescopes, large telescopes. They were able to get more magnified views of the eclipse. So, and plus, these guys, one of them has been to 4 or 5 eclipses before, so he's a real veteran. You get the fever. The fever bites you, and you want to go see more eclipses.
Are you guys going to put together a program about this for community, maybe?
Oh, gee, I don't know.
Maybe.
Probably, sure. I'd talk to, if a group wanted me to give a talk, I'd be happy to come in and talk about the eclipse, sure.
And your pictures, do you have slides or do you have?
Pictures, and then we made
slides. Yeah, we
slides
made them into
too.
slides, yeah. But ours are not nearly as good as what some of the other people that are more experienced with taking photography.
Who knows?
The video is unique, I think. The video we took. And Arlene's pictures came out exceptionally well. We just had very low-tech equipment, you know, and so what we got was limited but very interesting.
Well, it sounds like you guys had a really good time down there.
Yeah, great.
And it was fun.
Yeah, and I'll be interested in seeing what your students' reaction is to your video. It's got your sense of humor in a couple places, and it's great. Well, it's nice of you guys to come in today and share this with us, and I hope those of you at home got a sense of the excitement that they felt while they were participating in this event. And as Dave says, they are willing to come out and talk if anybody's interested in a little bit of a program sometime. You can reach Dave here at the high school. I'd like to thank them for being with us, and we'll be back in just a few moments with Tim Logar and Lori Brown as we talk about kindergarten pre-screening.